Hey guys, Mike Schii here, singer for the progressive metal band Invicta. Really excited to be bringing you the next installment of the Screaming Success series. Now, you may have noticed the setting has changed a little bit since the previous ones, but the content has not. We are located right now in Sick Island Studios, which is Invicta's home base, and I'm really hoping that you'll find these videos as enlightening as the previous ones. So, let's get started. Specifically, today we're going to be talking about the false chord scream. And it's kind of a combination of a couple techniques we talked about in the previous videos, namely the throat singing video and the compression fry video. I'll do a little bit of a recap on both those techniques just to bring you back up to speed on how to do that, and hopefully tell you how to combine those as well. So, for starters, the throat singing, if you recall, that was primarily a technique using your false chords for resonance, or the vestibular folds if you want to sound technical and fancy. Those sound something like this. Ooh, those are your false chords. And if you recall in my previous videos, I refer to them a lot as the bottom chords, which is actually incorrect. I found out later that is not what they are. They're actually situated on top of your normal vocal cords, and they're different. So ignore those previous terms. I have been enlightened since then. So that is kind of the bottom end of it. You're going to use that for the really thick oomph, like the gritty underside to that scream, and then the top part, the raspy part, you're going to use the compression fry that we worked on. And if you recall, that's using a lot of your diaphragm for the really tight compression. Really squeeze that air, and that's going to give you the force necessary to squeeze out that kind of fry on the top there. So when you combine the two, it should end up sounding like this. But we'll get there in a second. So, also, while you're combining these two, you should be able, in theory, if you practice a lot, to kind of shift from one into the other. So we'll start out with the bottom side, the throat singing. If you recall, we kind of worked our way into that by doing just kind of things you normally do when you're mad. Like if you had a bad day at work, you just, come on, makes me mad. So do that a few times. It's kind of like, and hopefully you'll feel a little bit of kind of a rattle in your throat, or if you're sighing really heavy, just that kind of thing. And if you just hold that out, that really deep, kind of almost Batman, Christian Bale sounding thing like that is what you're going for, a Nathan explosion and Metalocalypse. That's kind of the fundamental that you're going for. So after you've mastered that technique, and you can watch that other video for more elaboration, get to the point where you can just do the and you can switch different tone. I'm bad at it today, but anyway, you can kind of alter the pitch depending on the kind of scream you're going to want to do. And then as you're doing that, because that doesn't require much compression, that just kind of requires the technique. And then after you're doing that, you're going to squeeze the air real tight in you, and you're going to work on that compression fry. And just to go back to the compression fry a little bit, the best way to start doing that is just kind of a really tight cough, like if you're squeezing it and you and then if you hold that out, like and if you keep working on that, it doesn't involve the vocal cords at all. So if you're feeling your actual vocal cords that you talk with, or you're getting hoarse, you're doing it in the wrong part of your throat. You don't want to do that. So if you get to that where you can just go or any kind of those sounds, which is just the different pitches by altering the diameter of your throat. Get to a point where you can do those both separately, and then when you've got both of them down separately, go start with your false chord, and then as you add the compression, you can add the rasp. And as you do that, it'll get tighter, and this is really a control thing more than anything. So it will take practice to get to a point where you're not just blowing all the air out or running out of your compression. And it will make your stomach sore. Like if you do this for 5 minutes, you're going to really have some sore abs. So it's a great workout. It's the new health routine for the 2013, and that kind of rhymed too. But anyway, So that's basically how you work into the false chord screen. And after you do that, you can of course not work into it. You can just go both at the same time, kind of your, I don't know, what's a line from one of my songs, like, there's fog obscuring my view, and if you start at the bottom you can hear that. So that's kind of what you're going for, and if you have questions, feel free to let me know. There's probably something I forgot. I'd be happy to elaborate for you, or send me a message. You can see all of these principles demonstrated in either of our music videos for Magnolia, Peripheral Sound, and we did just put out our brand new album, A Portrait of Home. Pick it up at a digital retailer near you. iTunes, Amazon, all those great places, CD Baby. So hit us up. We are unsigned, so anything you can throw our way is really helpful. And again, I hope to hear from you guys very soon. Have a metal day.